Okay, so again, this is going in the random, not so random playlist. This it just kind of starts with a connection that I see, and then I just kind of run with it, kind of organically, right? Not This isn't what I call on the fly. On the fly is when I usually like break down a trending story on the fly. But I take these screenshots on my phone and then I refer back to them later for a video as I did here. So yeah, excuse me if this appears to be not organized, possibly. And this should be easy and not take long. So you see Huey P. Newton here, African American revolutionary and political activist who co-founded the Black Panther Party in 1966. He ran the party as its first leader and crafted its 10-point manifesto with Bobby Seale. And this is just like according to the internet, however you want to take it. Uh, these are they're just kind of characters, right? These are characters, but this is what's given to us as truth, right? But we know these are kind of like actors playing roles. So you see Huey P. Newton there. Now, what I notice is his birthday, and I see he's got the Michael. I see he's got the Michael Jordan birthday, which is February 17th, 1942, right? Okay, so we know Michael Jordan played for North Carolina, right? So you see Michael Jordan right here in North Carolina Tar Heels. He's got the Huey P. Newton birthday. Now you know what's interesting is Huey is kind of like a name for somebody named Hubert. Okay, and I remember a basketball player named Hubert Davis, and he played for North Carolina. Hubert Davis is a college basketball coach, former professional player, and look, he's the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels men's team. So I'm assuming that that's updated. I remember him as I think he was like a really good 3-point shooter in the NBA. But you see Hubert like Huey, and you see how he's connected. Look, he's got that Jordan logo on his like sweater jacket or whatever that is right there, right? So you got Hubert Davis with the North Carolina connection with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has the same birthday as Huey P. Newton. Huey like Hubert, right? And I hate that you put Michael Jordan's birthday and it just doesn't pop up. You got to ask, what is Michael Jordan's birthday? So you see Michael Jordan with the 217 birthday, Huey P. Newton 217 birthday. And you know what's interesting? I didn't know this until a couple of minutes ago. There was a Huey duck right here. You see that? Huey duck, a down to earth person and loves being a junior woodchuck. Huey is a duck of logic and rational explanation. Look at Huey Hubert Duck. So again, there's more We were just talking about the Hubert. Huey is a name for Hubert. Look at this. One of the 9 protagonists of DuckTales 2017. I think that was like a cartoon or something. The son of Della Duck and is the oldest of Donald Duck's nephews. Whatever it was going to say there, by 3, whatever. But look, DuckTales, it says, was in 2017. And Michael Jordan's and Huey P. Newton's birthday on the 17th. You see that right there? So you see, look, DuckTales 2017. Michael Jordan born on the 17th. Huey P. Newton, like Huey Duck, with that same 17 birthday right there. And it's been documented by decoders and me before. The Cam Newton, the Cam Newton connection to Huey P. Newton, Huey P. Newton, right? Carolina Panthers Cam Newton. Look at the colors. That's like North Carolina colors. You see that right there? That's like North Carolina colors. Look at that right there. I don't know, kind of like a teal or something. Not sure. Isn't that amazing? And you get the North Carolina colors. Now there's one more piece here. Now let's go back to Cam Newton. Remember, this is all kind of like organic, kind of like on the fly, right? Low stress. Look at Cam Newton's birthday right there. It's May 11th. Okay? So we're going to look at Hubert Davis now. Again, like Huey P. Newton. And Huey P. Newton, P like Panthers, like Black Panthers, right? Political activists who founded the Black Panther Party, like Carolina Panthers. Oh, that's amazing because you get the Carolina connection. Isn't that amazing? Carolina like North Carolina. And again, Hubert Davis says as a current coach of North Carolina, Hubert like Huey. Isn't that amazing? Carolina Panthers, Black Panthers. You get the blue. Okay, well, maybe that's why they got the blue, because it's Carolina, but it still works, right? But the point I was trying to make with that is look at Hubert Davis. Let me see if I can find. Here he is right here. Look at Hubert Davis. Let's put his birthday. Look at his birthday is 6 days after Cam Newton. Isn't that absolutely amazing? Oh, and I didn't mention all of these guys kind of look similar besides Michael Jordan. That's absolutely amazing. I think that's how this first started off. I saw something with Huey P. Newton, and I thought of Hubert Davis and the Michael Jordan birthday with the Carolina connection. And then I said, damn, Huey P. Newton kind of looks like Hubert Davis, and they do kind of look like Cam Newton. Look at Hubert Davis, May 17 birthday right there. You could never recapture this energy. That's why, like, you might hear, like, I'm checking the mic and stuff. Because you can't really recapture this. It's kind of defeating if you find out, because we're catching a lot of stuff organically here, just as I go along. So you see the Hubert Davis May 17 birthday. May 17 for Hubert Davis, coach, former player, North Carolina. And you see Cam Newton's birthday, which is 6 days before that. Isn't that amazing? And I'm noticing with Huey P. Newton, I'm noticing that he was assassinated August 22nd, right there. And man, is the decode I'm working on right now? Yeah, look, this character just died. The Grateful Dead. In addition to the Dead, she performed with Jerry Garcia Band. Look, she's got that same birthday, which is just kind of interesting that I'm hitting with this decode right now as I'm working on this trending story with Donna Jean God Joe or whatever. I just noticed she has God in her name too. But Huey P. Newton assassinated on her birthday, and she's trending as I speak with her death. So that's just interesting right there how that worked. Um, so yeah, I think that's awesome, man. That this stuff never fails. Obviously you have to have practice, and that's amazing with the Huey Duck connection. The oldest of Donald Duck's nephew. He is the son of Della Duck and the oldest nephew of Donald Duck. That's amazing because this Grateful Dead affiliated singer, her name is Donna, like Donald. Ugh, look at that right there. How does that? So that stuff popped up with Huey P. Newton, Hubert Davis. It pops up for a reason. Usually I might be scrolling and it pops up on my feed, and look at the connection and how it connects to this character that is trending that died of cancer. Isn't that amazing? Donna trending like Donald Duck and Donald Duck's nephew, Huey Duck. And it's like Donald Trump as well. Okay, Donald, which I go over in this trending story. I'm still working on it, by the way. Isn't that amazing? You know, that middle name or whatever, Jean like Don, Donna Jean like Donald John, Trump like Duck. So damn, that's awesome, man. Like for real. That just it solidifies what I started with. It just solidifies what I started with. So this is going to be an interesting thumbnail to try to create. As you see Huey Duck right there, and again, Huey P. Newton, Hubert Davis. You know what's amazing too with the Cam Newton connection? There's also Cam Jordan Johnson, who played for North Carolina, and he's got the name Johnson like Magic Johnson, and he's got the middle name Jordan like Michael Jordan. And I've done a separate breakdown on him before. Look, Cam Jordan Johnson and that North Carolina connection again. He's in the NBA now. Isn't that amazing? He's got the 3-3 birthday as well, March 3rd, 3-3. Remember, Michael equals 33, and Bulls equals 33. Uh, in the language, okay? So that's amazing. Don't forget about the Cam Newton connection. So you got Cam Newton, Cam Johnson. So a lot of stuff going on here. MJ. And, oh, and let me show you Hubert Davis, how he looks like Huey P. Newton, and they do kind of look like Cam Newton as well. I'm not going to emphasize this big time, but I think that's where this whole thing started. You see Hubert Davis right there. and Huey P. Newton. Not the best image, and again, I'm not gonna like force this on anybody, but look, they do have kind of like a similar appearance, man. Look at right there, and Cam Newton. They all got kind of like a similar face, man. I ain't gonna lie. Look, they got a similar face. And these are all agents and actors. I'm telling you, these are actors on the world stage. You see Cam Newton, Hubert Davis, and again, Hubert like Huey P. Newton. And I guess Huey Duck obviously doesn't look like them. But remember DuckTales 2017, Michael Jordan, Huey P. Newton, born on the same day on the 17th. So that's awesome, and it all just started. That's why I kind of like looking at the feed. You get a lot of truth that pops up in the feed where they're trying to tell you without telling you, and you just got to be smart enough to pick up on it, and then you just look into it, and it's like bam. So there's going to be more here, and there's going to be stuff I miss. But that's for the that's the energy I put out. That's for the world. Soak it up. I know when I'm gone, this information's going to circulate. I won't get no credit for it. It's all gravy, baby. Until next time.